How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. Today I'm going to review 5 of the most popular compact multi-tools with scissors. Why with scissors? Because I really like having scissors on my multi-tool and I want it really compact and lightweight. So I did a search for all the popular ones, got them all and tried them all out. I made a spreadsheet and it's interesting how some manufacturers like to count some tools that are barely there. Some of them might say 8 tools, but really it's 10 tools, and other one is like 10 tools but 8 tools. Some manufacturers like the Gerber does not count their scissors as wire strippers while the others do. Victorinox, for example, they count this little key ring as part of a tool while most of the other manufacturers do not. With that said, let's take a look at all the tools. First we have the next tool. Open this up. I find this part a bit uncomfortable to handle because there's no flat area for you to squeeze. Gerber armbar, you go here and pull this out and you gotta flip this back and it's spring loaded. This too I find a bit not ergonomic because you only got this tiny little part to push on. You definitely don't want to cut very much with this. Maybe if you're just cutting a fishing line, this is okay, but definitely not for longer uses than that. Victorinox's scissors, you pull it open like that, and it's also a very small pair of scissors as well. This one works fairly well. It's smooth to the touch, although the handle is a little bit small. So you're not going to cut very much with this, but you have a tiny pair of scissors if needed. Even though it's smaller, I think the Victorinox's scissors works a bit better. On the Gerber, it's a little rough on the edge and not so much on the Victorinox. The Gerber splice tool, let's open this up for the scissors. It looks fairly good on paper. But when you go and grip it, it forces you to put your hand around these 90-degree edges, and I find this a bit uncomfortable to squeeze hard. Although the scissors look very sharp, the handle actually does not match up to the scissors. This is the Leatherman Micra. It's my everyday carry for the past 10 years or so, and I absolutely really love this one. It may look like it has 90-degree edges as well, but it's slightly more comfortable than the Gerber pair. On the Gerber, this is a little bit sharp, but a bit more rounded on the Leatherman. And this makes a huge difference when you're trying to squeeze it hard. In terms of comfort of the handle, I rate it best over here and worst over here. Because the scissor is bigger and the handle is much bigger, on the Leatherman, I prefer to carry this over the Victorinox Rambler. The next tool has scissors, thin wire stripper, it's really the same thing, pliers, needle nose pliers, a blade, a bottle opener, a can opener, this little sharp thing here, Phillips screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and a nail file. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not counted is this key ring here. The Gerber seems very well made. You can grab onto it. It's fairly rounded and it feels good to hold on to it. It has this nice click when you open up the screwdriver. And at first I thought, well, the screwdriver is not right in the center line of the handle. But when you actually go to use it, you actually don't notice it too much because it's close enough. You can even switch it to the flathead side very easily. The manufacturer lists 8 tools: scissors, blade, and awl, Phillips screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and this is magnetic, a bottle opener, a pry bar, and even a hammer, which is the same piece of metal as the pry bar. The blade, since it's pretty big, it actually locks in place and it won't move anywhere until you push this part right here and fold it back up. This tool is the heaviest of all of them, weighing at 90 grams, but it's not really enough for a hammer, I don't think. The verdict is it's very slow, but in a pinch, it will work. This all seems very sharp, so I just want to show you guys, try to make a hole in something, maybe in some fabric, trying to string something through. Oh yeah, super sharp. Here is the Victorinox Rambler, toothpick tweezers, scissors, thin wire stripper, a knife, bottle opener, Phillips screwdriver, a small one, flathead screwdriver, nail file, and they count the keychain as the 10th one. It's the smallest of all the multi-tools, weighing at only 30 grams. The next lightest is my Leatherman Micra, which weighs in at 50 grams. If you really compare the tools within each, the functionality in the Rambler, it's so close to what you get in the Leatherman Micra. The biggest difference, of course, is the full-size scissors versus this little tiny thing. I don't really enjoy using this Gerber splice very much because of all the sharp edges everywhere. Opening it up is rather difficult. You gotta pull it out hard, and there are sharp edges that you gotta try and avoid. Gerber shows 8 tools. There's a scissors, there's a small flathead, a Phillips, a nail file, bottle opener, a big flathead screwdriver, a knife, and a serrated knife. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they're like the other manufacturers, they could also count the wire stripper tool that's part of the scissors, and also this key ring here. It's nice that they did not count that, because I would not count those as extra tools. But overall, it's a bit hard to handle, a bit rough everywhere. Perhaps if you use it enough, you can break it in enough to make it comfortable. But overall, I don't recommend this particular one. Leatherman Micro. You got scissors, a knife, a flathead screwdriver, a nail pick, nail file, a Phillips screwdriver, tweezers, bottle opener, and a smaller flathead screwdriver. If you fold it up, there's also a ruler on the edge. That makes 10 tools. Not counted is the wire stripper, part of the scissors, and also the key ring. So you look at the difference between these two. 30 grams, 50 grams. The Leatherman has a nail pick, but you can very much well use this toothpick to do the same thing. The blade in the Leatherman is 1.5 inch versus the 1 3/8 inch in the Victorinox. The Leatherman has a very tiny flathead and also a bigger flathead, whereas in the Victorinox it only has one medium-sized flathead. The Leatherman Micro also has the ruler that's not in the Victorinox. If you don't care about the scissors too much, you want it to be as light as possible, go with the Rambler. If you really like scissors like I do, go with the Micro. If you use your screwdrivers all the time, you might want to go with the arm bar, because this screwdriver and flathead is superior to any of these. It also has a really large blade, but it lacks a bit in the scissor department because it's not as comfortable to use. As for the remaining two, I'd say these are dead last. Go with either the Gerber arm bar, Victorinox Rambler, or Leatherman Micro, depending on your needs. Of course, if you really want pliers, you could go with a next tool. However, I find this double-sided thing a little weird, and also the comfort of the scissors is just not for me. If you guys are interested in any of these, check out my Amazon affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.